Hey, so I wanted to make a quick video about the new mouse I got. It's the X2 from Pulsar, the medium size. I used to main the XM1R right here, and looking at like pictures when they first announced it, this seemed like a viable option for me to switch to. It's about 20 grams lighter, decent size compared to XM1R, and we'll get into it all later on. I bought it for $99.95 on Max Gaming. Dimensions are 120 millimeters long, 63 wide, and 38 high. So it's a bit smaller overall compared to the XM1R, which I prefer in my opinion. So it weighs 56 grams. It has a 3395 sensor, which is also better compared to the 3370 in the XM1R. It has a DPI switch and on and off switch on the bottom. USB-C charging, 70 hours battery life. So first thing we'll talk about is the clicks. These are the main clicks. I believe they are KO 8.0s. They're spammable, they feel great, responsive. Personally, I have no issues with them. Compared to the XM1R, I like them both. They feel a bit different. I feel like the XM1R are a bit heavier, but both are nice. Now, the scroll wheel, yeah, it's a bit further down. I hope that you can see it. I can't with the lighting, but it's a bit further down compared to the XM1R, which it's a bit harder to reach for when I use scroll wheel down for jumping in CS. So it's a bit harder for me to reach, but it's fine now. I'll have to get used to it. But yeah, I would have preferred it if it sat a bit higher up. The scroll's nice, defined steps, it's not loud at all, easy to use. Middle mouse button. Not really hard to press it, so fine in my opinion. Really no issues for me. Side buttons are decently placed. I do sometimes hit them when I have like aggressive swipes, but I don't have anything bound to mouse 4 or mouse 5, so I don't activate anything on accident, so I don't really have an issue there. But with my grip, I do sometimes hit mouse 5 when I accidentally swipe. So the coding on the X2 is it's not as great as on the XM1R. When it gets really hot, it gets a bit slippier. Now I have to like wipe it earlier than I would on the XM1R. It kind of feels, if I have to compare it to something, it feels a bit like the Superlight rather than the XM1R. Despite it being a bit slippier when it's extremely hot, it's fine. I don't have any real issues. It doesn't like have a negative impact on my game. So it's medium sized, hump towards the back, same as with the XM1R. It's a bit slimmer compared to the XM1R. I hope you can see it from here. You can. I actually like it, though it's a bit slimmer. The XM1R felt a bit too big sometimes when I was in game, so it's a welcome change in my opinion. The hump also feels a bit less of a handful on the X2. That's also because the hump, both are towards the back, but the hump on the XM1R is a bit wider, so the XM1R feels more like a handful in your palm compared to the X2. When I first saw images of the X2, I actually thought that they would be quite similar, but there are very noticeable differences. But the differences are welcome in my opinion, and the fact that they both are have humps towards the back, it made the switch from the XM1R to the X2 quite easy. And like after 1 or 2 hours, I was already comfortable in the shape. The only thing I still have to get used to is the weight, which is 20 grams lighter, but that's pretty normal. But all in all, for $199.95, great sensor. It's supposed to be the flagship on the market, but I don't really feel a difference myself between the 3395 and the 3370. But yeah, great. If you have medium to large hands like I do, and you play claw grip, you should consider getting the X2. Amazing bang for your buck, I guess. And yeah, I love it. and it will be my main going forward, and I don't think there's going to be anything in the future, in the near future, that will be able to replace this.